Run Your Story family, this is Allison Gaillard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And this is going to be such a unique interview for you guys to be able to hear because it's more of a couple's interview in the story. However, the husband couldn't be with us because he was working in clinic and was going to have a busy day. And so we truly appreciate Taylor coming out and sharing her and Trey Baird's story and how different they are, but how amazing they work well together. And so just a reminder to find your people and to cheer each other on. I love how Taylor cheered on her husband and the memories that they've made and all the cool people that are now in their life because of running, and not only from the athletic perspective but also the support perspective. And so that is such a cool and unique side of it that I hadn't really thought of. And so thank you, Taylor, so much for sharing that. Taylor is also a board member for the Women's Resource Center. And so this was the perfect time to have Taylor and Trey come and share their story because, well, this is Life 5Ks coming up. It will be on Saturday. And so thank you so much for all that you guys do for the Women's Resource Center and for our community and for Dr. Baird and all that he does. And so thank you guys for coming and sharing your story. And it truly was a unique one. And so very, very excited for the running community to get to meet you guys. And this podcast is made possible by the Women's Resource Center. They are people who walked with you on your journey. And Taylor does such a great job of explaining the different pillars of how they walk with the community. And the services are free and confidential. They provide medical and educational services. And at the Women's Resource Center, life is valued, people are empowered, and families are thriving. And you can find out more information about them at the Women's Resource Center website, which is wrcmobile.org, or you can go find them on our main page at runyourstory.com. And you can also still sign up for the September 30th 5K. It's gonna be awesome. And so I cannot wait to see everybody and to run for such an amazing organization. And so, guys, lace up those running shoes. Join Taylor and Trey and their run story. Yay! Well, this is exciting because we have a first ever husband-wife combo, but the husband's not here because husband doesn't want to talk about himself. Just hashtag, where's the husband? We'll just say that. I'm a big hashtag person. But also, you're representing the Women's Resource Center and the 5K that's coming up, which we've absolutely loved partnering together with that. And so we have Miss Taylor here. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for letting me come.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your run story first.
Okay. It's short.
So how does it begin?
When I lived in Birmingham growing up, I would run some. When I moved back after college, it was a quick, easy way to get in shape or back semi shape. So I began running in Birmingham and did a couple short races, but quickly found out I'm not a race person.
Okay.
And then I met my husband, and he was a big runner.
Okay.
And knew that straight from the gate, and quickly realized that we did not run together well. And the whole time we dated, we would run separately. Okay. But I knew that was his outlet when in medical school. And then moved to Mobile and really had children right away, but I did meet people when we moved back into town through running. A friend of mine who is still a great friend of mine, we had children at the same time, and after we delivered, she said, let's start running together. And and so we started running together, and not long and not hard, but we did the Azalea Trail race a couple times, and so we walk more now.
Sure, yeah.
But so that was 16 years ago. So,
wow. So. Okay, and just for people that are listening, your husband's name is?
Trey Baird.
Okay, yes. Okay. So what is his run story?
So Trey is an orthopedician at the orthopedic group. Okay. And he went to medical school at UAB. And during that time, he had one of his best friends from high school. He grew up in Montgomery, moved to Birmingham, and called and said, I think you need an outlet during medical school. Let's train for the Chicago Marathon.
Oh, wow. What an outlet.
He and his friend, Ben Walker, who is actually our son's godfather now, trained for the Chicago Marathon with his first year of medical school. And they ran it.
Wow.
So Trey had always run, but just short distances, never done a marathon before. But so he did it, and he got the bug.
Wow. And now you said he's on Ironman, and
he has done several marathons, a handful of Ironman, a couple half Ironman, and a couple half marathons.
Wow.
Yes. He loves to run, and I do think that truly it's his outlet, and he's made some awesome friends that he trains with, and they've done all these races together and continue to talk each other into doing another one.
But something you said that I thought was amazing is how much you guys love to go watch him and cheer him on.
Yes.
And I love that because we all need a support system, and it is something about having your family at the finish line.
Yes, absolutely. So the friend that I talked about that got me running after we had children together, her husband actually is one of the ones that runs all these things with Trey.
Oh, get out of here. Okay.
So, yes, so we have had the best time with friends who the wives are actually two of my best friends. And so we have had the best time following them around everywhere and cheering them on. And we have gotten it down to a T how to follow them around, find them different places on the routes in Washington, D.C., and New York, and Boston. So we've managed to have a good cheer section.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. And really, honestly, the kids have loved it. They're older now. They're 15 and 16, so they don't do this as much anymore, but they used to ride their bike when Trey was training and following him around the neighborhood. I mean, from Spring Hill to the Battle House and back.
That's amazing.
South Alabama campus. So
yeah.
He definitely has brought our children into it and the families.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That is so cool.
We have a great cheer team.
I love that. That's amazing. Aw. So what are some lessons that you guys have learned from running?
Well, I know that Trey, like I said, he works all the time. And so I think his lesson is if you're going to commit to something, you have to commit to something and find a way to get it done. He likes to prepare, and oftentimes I think it was hard for him to fit those long runs in or long bike rides in. But I think just to be prepared and to have a plan.
I like that. That's really good. Do you guys have a favorite race?
I know that he said his favorite race was, well, he had two favorite races. One was Boston, just because he ran that this past year, and that has been on his bucket list for years. He finally qualified with his friend that I referred to earlier, and that was great. And I think he and his friend McCrary Otts, they decided when they got up there that they were going to not try to crush it, but just to enjoy it. And they got decent times, but they really just took it all in. And I think that they were both very proud of themselves for qualifying first.
Sure, yeah.
And then, but I do think that was his favorite. And then my favorite, which I think this would probably tie for his too, would be the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And that was really cool because he ran that with Ren Landers, who is a vet. And he's one of his training partners, very good friend. And Ren's family went up there with us too. I think that was an emotional race.
Sure.
But I know that Ren's wife Haley and I had the best time, like on just all through Washington, D.C., catching them at different areas and trying to see how they were doing and stuff. But that was my favorite one watching, for sure.
I love that. That's adorable. Yeah. Like you're like, I know now, D.C.
Yes.
I know the back roads.
Yes. Haley and I got lost a couple times. And
Sure.
We might have gotten on a subway going the wrong direction at one point, but we figured it out. And but we loved following them around that one in particular. It's fun to see them. And then all just the emotion of all the runners on that one. It was just, there's nothing to describe it.
Sure.
It's just seeing all the veterans running it and just the emotion of it.
Sure. Oh, wow. So, man. What does his pre-race routine look like?
Oh, I just really don't even think he has one.
Okay, sure. Hey, fair.
I think it's to try to get sleep the night before.
Sure.
But I really think he just tries to put his mind to it, and he's just one of those people that when he thinks he can do it and says he can do it, he just does it.
Wow. That's incredible. Okay. So you guys, he crosses the finish line. You guys are cheering him on.
Yes.
You cross the finish line. They're cheering you on. Is there something that you guys like to go do, celebrate or something after a race?
He and his friends always love pizza and beer.
Okay.
That's just...
Sure. You're like, we're recarbing.
That's usually what they do.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's...
Hey, sounds good to me. Favorite running item?
His is definitely a hat. He has fair skin, and he
Okay.
has to have a hat. He loves certain hats from different races and stuff.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I'm with you.
A hat, for sure.
So my husband, I'm going to tell him myself, I'm a hat junkie. Like, it's bad.
Yes.
Love a good hat, so I totally get it. He got so tired of my hats just being everywhere. So he put these little hooks. Sadly, all the hooks are used. Plus, we have a workout room, but there's other hats. And then that's not including, like, my everyday hats. Like, those are just, like, my running ones. So anytime I get a new hat, he's, oh, really? Like, where are you going to put that? But I'm like, you never, again, it's a memory. Those hats,
Right.
like, you go and you're like, oh, I remember when I did this with that hat. So,
Yes. A hat's better than a T-shirt, too, I think.
I mean, I'm so glad to meet somebody that has a hat problem, too.
Yes.
I love
we
that.
definitely, the Bairds have a hat problem.
I love it. Yes. Hey, yes. I'm part of the family. I love it. For you guys, for you and for him, do you guys have favorite running shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
We both run in Brooks Ghost.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's from Joe Sims at McCoy's. He's
Gotcha.
the best
Okay.
With getting your feet right and ready for a run. But no, that Trey will run in those and forever.
I love that. That's okay. Running fuel.
I don't run enough to need a fuel, but I really honestly don't know what. Oh, I know what his running fuel is. Mexican Cokes.
Wait, while he's running? Before? Okay. A Mexican Coke.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay, I was going to say, the reason being.
Don't know, but he
Okay.
loves Mexican Coke before he runs.
That is so interesting. I'm going to need you to find that out for me. I'm going to need you to say why. Is it a Mexican? Is there a certain flavor Mexican Coke?
I think it's just Coke that's made in Mexico.
Okay,
It's
okay.
like, it's got a different, I don't know, but Mexican Coke.
I have so many questions now. Okay. For both of you, do you guys have a favorite running memory?
Let's see. For him, I think he won years and years ago. I think when our kids were 6 and 7, maybe, he ran the Mobile Marathon. But I can't remember the name of it. And he had a stress fracture in his tibia. He's an orthopedist, so this was a dumb idea to run this race. But he had not been able to run for like 8 weeks prior to that day, and he just woke up that morning and he was like, I'm just going to try it. And he ran it, but his favorite part of running that was in Mobile, since it was a smaller marathon, our kids hopped in the last mile with him and ran with him through the finish line. So maybe it was, a mile might be a stretch, but maybe the last quarter of a mile, but they ran with him through the finish line, and I think that was his favorite. And mine too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yes.
Does he listen to music? Do you listen to music when you run, walk?
Okay, so I have to have either a book on tape or a podcast going. Sometimes I'll listen to music, but mainly that's when I listen to books and podcasts, and that gets my mind off of running.
That's right. Fair.
And I'm concentrating on something else. And it really bothers me, but Trey listens to nothing. And I do not know how, on random times when he can't train with his friends, like if his work schedule doesn't allow it, he'll go out on 19-mile runs without anything.
He's laser focused.
I just couldn't. Well, he loves to run with friends, and when he's running with friends, they obviously talk.
Sure.
But no, he is silent, which really do not understand it. I will never be able to understand it. But
so when you listen to music, what does your running jams look like?
I like Eric Church. I don't have anything like, mine's more like a easy listening. I don't run far enough to have to like really get.
But you do. You do 3-4 miles.
Yeah, but I like listening to books and songs. They're over quickly.
I see.
I like
being developed,
Yes.
engulfed in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Fair. Okay.
Yes.
I like it. Do you guys have a favorite recovery tool?
I don't think so.
Sure. Okay. Fair.
No, I don't think that he has a recovery tool. It would be time off.
Sure. Okay.
Just taking a break.
Cross training. Do you guys do any of that? Bike riding, anything like that?
So Trey loves bike riding.
Okay.
And he does some gravel bike races. And
Really?
he did Dirty Kansas. And so bike is probably his favorite.
Okay.
And he has done some Ironman. So he obviously has to do the swimming.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
which he hates.
Oh,
And the biking.
okay.
And then, I used to love Cycle Circuit, the gym here.
Yes.
It closed, sadly, but that was my thing.
Gotcha.
So I loved Cycle Circuit. I don't like necessarily bike riding around, but I love a good Peloton kind of
yes.
thing.
I'm right there with you.
Yes.
Yep.
And I did love Cycle Circuit. I loved the classes, the vibe of it, just loved all the people that went.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And, yeah.
Is there a race that you guys are like, I'll never go back and do that one?
But I think any race that you finish.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
It's a good race.
It's a good race. That's a great point. Absolutely.
I do know one year these three guys did actually it was four of them, went to Houston and did an Ironman, and it was so hot and miserable. I wasn't doing anything. I was standing there, and I've never been so hot in my life.
Really?
And that might be it, but again, they all finished, so
they're like
but the kids, even all the families, it was, I can't even remember the temperature, but it was just stifling. It was so hot and miserable just standing there. I can't They all made it.
Yeah.
But I would say that might be the one that just temperature wise might not have been
wasn't
fun watching.
It wasn't a fun time for anyone.
Right.
Let's say somebody comes to you guys and they're like, we want to get started walking, running. What is some advice that you would give?
I think just a plan and just set your goals. And if you want to do a 5K, set the goals. We're going through this with my daughter, who's 15, and she doesn't particularly love to run.
Okay.
But she has to for cheerleading at school. And they have to make a mile in a certain amount of time. And with her, then if you want to make it, you have to set your goals, you have to train, you have to have a plan. And I would say good advice, but that's with anything.
Oh, I like that. Set goals.
Yes.
That's really good.
Set goals.
Speaking of goals, any goals that you guys have?
I personally don't have any goals, but I think Trey, I don't know if this is really a goal, but I think a dream of his is to run a marathon with our kids. One or the other or both.
Yeah.
Whichever one will fall for it.
Whichever one's like, yeah, we'll get out there.
Yes, but he's always talked about how he just always would love to run one with one of them.
Oh, that's a beautiful. Yeah. That's a great goal. I love that. Is there a mantra, like when things get hard or lonely in those 19 miles or friends can't meet up to go walk or run, that you guys say?
I don't know of a mantra, but I do know that it's more of a just in your head, just do it. Just get up and do it. Put on your shoes. Like I said, I'm not a great runner. I'm not fast. But I think if you just say, all right, I'm going to put my shoes on and I'm going to go. Once you're going and get out there, it usually ends well. Yeah. You never say, oh, I wish I hadn't have done that.
That's true. That's very true.
So.
Is there a favorite length that you guys like to run?
Trey, I think his favorite length would be just on a 5 miles,
just
on a daily run. But he loves the distance of marathons. He loves that up and down, and so he loves the long distance when he has time.
Okay. So. And you?
I like to stick between 3 and 4 miles.
Okay.
And that's only a couple days a week. And it also, I don't like to run in the summer, so outside, just the heat. So I don't run as much in the summer as I do, like starting about now. I feel like that's I love it when it's cool outside and just I can run a lot further than in the summer.
Absolutely.
Summer at 3 miles is tough for me.
That's right.
But in the fall and winter, then I do love to run outside and get a little further.
Oh, girl, I'm waiting for the crisp air. Like even now, I'm like, oh,
yes, I know.
This
I'm wearing
feels
jeans
so.
today,
That's
and
right.
I'm like, still 90 degrees
But
out.
I'm like, man, when it hits 80, 70,
Yes.
I'm like, this is so nice. It's so,
Yes.
like, the cool, crisp air.
Yes.
I'm telling it just, yeah, I love that. So I'm really excited to have you here, and even though he's not here, but to have you guys here because you guys are so involved with the Women's Resource Center.
Yes.
And so that's who we've partnered up for the month, and so we're very excited. Let's talk about how did you get involved with the Women's Resource Center?
Okay, so about 5 years ago, I was actually working out with my friend Cindy Taylor, who used to own Cycle Circuit.
Okay.
And we were talking, and I can't really remember why, but she said, you really need to call Marty Carell at the Women's Resource Center. She was like, I really think that you have something to offer to her. And so I was like, maybe I will. And anyway, called Marty, and Marty was like, come on in and just talk to me. I had no clue what the Women's Resource Center was. I had never really heard of it before, besides the little tidbits that Cindy had told me. But I went in with Marty and met with her, and within like minutes, I was like, oh, this is what I need to pour my heart in. And it just was a feeling like no other. And so I literally dove right in. I started training to be a client advocate there. And then also Marty was in the middle of planning their gala when I met with her. And so hopped on board with that. And then, so I've been there 5 years, and it is just a wonderful ministry.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the resources.
Yes.
Because I know you guys do so much that I really don't think a lot of people realize how much you do.
Yes.
Because there's the medical side, but then there's also the educational side.
Yes. So we have intervention, which is when we go into, intervention is the medical side of it. And this is where we have females that want to confirm a pregnancy, and that's through a free ultrasound. And we also meet with them and discuss their options on this pregnancy. And if they choose to parent, then we offer resources for them. We help them sign up for Medicaid. Anything that they need, we're there for them. And that we also test for STDs. And STIs, excuse me. STIs, always taking STIs. And it's really cool because now we've started in the treatment aspect of that.
Oh, wow.
So now we can treat STIs in our clinic. And the really cool thing is we can treat partners too.
Oh, wow.
And and this is all free of charge. And we offer free counseling with a licensed counselor. A lot of these ladies need somebody to talk to, talk through their situations. And so we do have a licensed counselor on staff that she meets. The other cool thing we've gotten on this aspect of the Women's Resource Center is a medical van. And so now we're able to go out into communities and meet women where they are. And we have an ultrasound on that van, so we can do ultrasounds on the road, literally. and then we also deliver diapers to women in areas to where they can't necessarily come to us. And of course, that's all done by a licensed nurse. And we have the medical staff at WRC is absolutely phenomenal. They're amazing, and they are so caring, and they just love on these ladies, and it's just beautiful. It really is.
I love that so much because that's just not something that we think about not having access to, or simple things that babies need, so, and that moms need, and families. That's incredible.
So that's the intervention side. We also have, to step on that, we have the empowerment side, which are our parenting classes. And we meet different times of the week, but you start when you're pregnant, you get into class, and you meet every day, every week, the same time until your baby turns 1.
Oh.
And so it is the coolest thing. My friend Virginia Jeffrey and I had our first class last May. They graduated. And I say graduated, it's really so sweet. And we still talk to these ladies. They are so sweet, but we walked alongside them from pregnancy till their child turned 1, and we meet weekly. We talk about so much stuff. But we watch videos, and we teach them in the first year before they have their children about pregnancy, all that kind of stuff. We have different people come in. We do a car seat safety. We do SIDS information, all sorts of stuff.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And to help them with that. And then after the baby's born, we talk about how to take care of the child, and we walk alongside them. we have a speech pathologist come in and talk to them about it. And a lot of these ladies are not first-time mothers.
Okay.
A lot of them in our class now, we have 2 that have 7 children and are
Wow.
pregnant. Yes, so a lot of them aren't first-time mothers, but I can guarantee they learn something new every time.
Yeah.
But Virginia and I had our first class graduate last May. And we have started a new class already, and we are in it with 12 wonderful ladies that we're meeting weekly with. But the cool thing about all this is when they come to class, they earn points. And they earn points if they go to church. They earn points if they're on time. If they bring a guest, that we basically give them lots of points whenever we can. But they can spend those points and go shopping in our baby boutique.
Aww.
And we have a boutique in Sims, Saraland, and downtown our location.
Okay.
And so they can buy, but they use their points for diapers, wipes, formula. They get a car seat, a pack and play, baby clothes galore, bottles, anything that they need.
Yeah.
They can use their points to go shopping. And it's fun.
Yeah.
And they're seeing them buy their stuff. And it's just it's a great program. The coolest part, though, is the network that the moms make with each other. And they are friends. We go to birthday parties together. We cry together. We pray together. It is a beautiful thing. And just the closeness. And like I said, our first class graduated in May, and we still talk.
Yeah.
So
it's that community.
Yes. And the community
what
these ladies build, and they talk to each other, and they build each other up, and they're there for each other. It's a great program.
I love that.
So that's the second part of the Women's Resource Center. And then the other part is the prevention. And this is where the Women's Resource Center goes into high schools. And so this is the only one that I'm not that involved with, because I have teenagers at home, and I don't think that I'm learning. But this is where they go in and they teach the students. It's a high energy approach to teaching them how to have healthy, fulfilling relationships, and how to set boundaries, avoid drug and alcohol use, and really just plan for a successful future. And it's an interactive program with the students, but it's a 5-week program, and so we go into different high schools, and now really exciting middle schools. There's a curriculum for middle school. They found the need for that to start earlier. And in 2022, we were able to reach 3,189 students.
Wow.
And we have really big hope to just expand that. And we're in 6 high schools right now, public and private. And we really hope to have 5 additional high schools this year, which would add another 2,000 students to that number. So
that is
exciting.
amazing.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't know a lot of those services. I knew some of it, but not. That's just incredible.
Yes. We really try to tap into each area, the prevention part of it, because you got to start there.
Yeah.
Students are just exposed to so many things now.
Yeah.
And so many of them are just trying to find their identity. And so this program really focuses on how to be true to yourself. And then the medical side of it, and then the empowerment side of it. So
I love that so much.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So wonderful ministry.
So what a lot of people may not realize is that you guys are not government funded.
No.
You are funded by the community.
By the community, strictly by donations. And we have a great need for volunteers. We need volunteers to help us get the schools that we can go into. We need more client advocates, and that's the people at the medical center, to meet with these ladies when they come in and talk to them and get to know them and see where they are in this. We definitely need more teachers for the Empower Parent classes. So definitely need more volunteers, and also donations. Yes, like you said, we've got 3 centers.
It's incredible.
And we are trying to fill 3 boutiques with a ton of parents that are really wanting to shop and need things for their kids. Yes.
Wow. So speaking of a way to get involved,
yes,
there's an amazing 5K here that's coming up.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Yes. So we are having our This Is Life 5K in Sims, and it's at the Sims Honor Park, and it is on September 30th at 8 a.m. And I think there's a 1-mile fun run.
Okay.
And then obviously the 5K. And we are still welcoming sponsors. Have plenty of room for that, and we are definitely in need of more runners.
And fun. I saw this. There's going to be a food truck there.
Yes,
There's going to be, which I think it was coffee. I'm so there, which obviously we're going to be there anyway, but I saw that and I was like, that's exciting.
Yes, we are going to have lots of extra stuff. I think they've got a bounce house for children.
Wow.
Strollers are welcome in this race.
Yay.
Kids are welcome in the race. We're also going to have the peddler flower truck there, which is a cool little flower truck.
I love shopping. I love putting stuff together there.
Yes, it is the cutest.
It really is.
Jada, who owns it, is just the sweetest thing. She was really involved in the Women's Resource Center when I came along. So she's going to be there with her truck and food. And so even if you don't run, you can come out and walk around.
Absolutely.
And enjoy the Sims Honor Park in the day. And hopefully it will be a pretty day. But yes, and if anybody wants to get involved, our Facebook page and Instagram or wrcmobile.org.
Absolutely. And right now people can also go to Run Your Story. And there's WRC right there.
Yes.
And that's a link. Easier. That's right. Yeah. It's right there on the front page. So it's like you just click on it and it takes you straight there to everything. So
yes, it will be a great day. And for just the best ministry.
Oh, absolutely. And I love how much you guys post. And I saw like you guys have a meeting about the 5K, and I was like, they're having way too much fun just in planning. I'm like, I cannot wait for the 5K because it's going to be so much fun.
That is our staff. They are fun. They do a lot of hard things in their day, but I love that they can have a fun side and just celebrate.
That's amazing.
And that's what they do every day at the Women's Resource Center. They celebrate life and they honor it. And I think that's just a great thing for all of us to experience and
Absolutely.
To see. So.
Thank you for being here, but also thank you for being an advocate and all that you do with the Women's Resource Center. That's just amazing. So thank you for stepping in and doing that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me
on
here, even though I'm not an official runner.
You are a runner. You are a runner. So, any final words of wisdom that you want to share?
I would say if you want to get involved in something or if you want to make a difference, all you have to do is reach out. There's so many great ministries and opportunities, volunteer opportunities around town. And I think so many of them need help, whether it's financially or just volunteering. But I do think that Mobile is offering a lot for people. And I guess my words of wisdom was just take the leap and hook up with somebody and offer your services to them.
I love that. That's really good. That's awesome. Thank you, Taylor,
Thank
you
so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
How much fun was that? You guys got not one, but two runner stories in this podcast. Again, like I said, it was such a fun time and very unexpected. And I really learned a lot as far as, again, just being reminded how important our support crew is and that we all have a story and we all encourage one another. And I absolutely love that so much. And I can tell you from personal experience that having my family at the finish line is one of the greatest experiences. And I'm looking forward to this family and what they're doing and growing in the running community, and kudos to that legacy. And again, all that they do for the Women's Resource Center. I'm truly thankful for Taylor and Trey and their heart for our community. And guys, if you like this podcast, share it, comment, like away. These stories get told by sharing. And so again, another beautiful story and just impactful and how needed the Women's Resource Center is. And so this was just a small portion of it. And so I truly thank you to the Women's Resource Center for allowing us this opportunity to share a board member story. And it just happened to also be a run story. And it also happened to be a cheering section story. So what a cool, unique experience. So definitely share it, like it, comment, because every story needs to be heard. And this one was truly a very unique one. Very cool. Guys, thank you to Mars Hill, as always, for providing such a safe place for us to be able to record. They believe in us. They believe in the running community. And I'm truly grateful for Mars Hill and their support for Runner's Story. And as always, to Gaillard Tech Services, thank you, Gray, for all that you do and providing an amazing website and editing our podcast. And it takes a huge heart for this, and Gray has it. So guys, go to his website, check him out on social media, Gaillard Tech Services. You will be amazed at what he can do to update your current website or build you a new one. And he also tutors high school students. He absolutely loves computer science, and such a gift that he has. So thank you to Gaillard Tech Services for all that you do with Run Your Story. And to our Patreon supporters, again, thank you. Absolutely love you guys. You're the best. And I absolutely think the world of you, because you guys are amazing people and you make Mobile better. You make our running community better. Absolutely love you, and truly amazed at the support that we have for Patreon and for the Run Your Story podcast. So thank you again, Taylor and Trey, for sharing your incredible story and what you do for the community with the Women's Resource Center. And now a part of your story has become part of mine, and I'm truly grateful for that. And so, guys, let's lace up those running shoes, get out there together and hit the pavement and run your story, because every story needs to be heard.